All right, we're moving on to properties of real numbers. Remember, real numbers can be rational or irrational. Rational numbers can be broken down even more into whole, natural, and integers. So all real numbers can follow properties though. Your learning target today, you can identify and simplify expression using properties of real numbers. That's what we're going to be able to do today. So the heart of properties is equivalence. And equivalent means that two statements are equal. So if I say it's equivalent, that means it's the same. It's equal. You think of the equal, like equal. All right, here's the properties. Nothing new. You've been experiencing it for years here. Commutative means you can flip the term around. How we say it as 8th graders, you will have to specify the operation you're using it. So it would have to be the commutative property of addition, if you're adding, or the commutative property of multiplication, if you're multiplying. So that's A plus B equals B plus A. Or 5 times 3 equals 3 times 5. We can flip numbers around however we want as if we're adding and multiplying. Associative property. We move the parentheses to different terms. Terms mean numbers. Okay? So associative property, what I always tell my kids, it's who do you associate with? It's a group of people, and it's saying that you can change your group around. Okay, so here B and C are hanging out together, and according to the associative property, it's better to have more friends. So now A and B are going to hang out together for a little bit. Okay, you're associating with different people. You're associating with different terms for math. Okay, and that also works for addition and multiplication. So you can go A times B times C. Like, let's say A and B are now just still hanging out, and C's like, what the heck? Don't forget about me. You can turn that into A times B times C.
That's a good one.
Thanks. Identity property stays the same. Identity property stays the same. Meaning, A plus 0 equals A. And a lot of kids, when they see this expression and say, hey, what property is this? What do you think most kids say?
Zero property.
0, because they see 0. So they're like 0 property. And then they will try to trick you. It's not 0 property. It's identity, because it's stayed A. Here's 0. 0 property turns the whole thing to 0. It's my favorite property because it's super easy. So if I had something like this,
Don't matter what it is, it's 0.
Times 0.
I win.
if I had something like that, I hope you don't multiply left to right. You see it's multiplication, so you can flip things around however you want to. And right away I see 0, so it would turn into 0. Okay? Utilize that property as much as you can. In multiplication, property of -1 is how we change signs. You use that a lot as an 8th grader, solving equations in chapter 2, I think it is. And let me show you how you see it. You're going to see it like this. -x equals a number, like equals 5. You cannot, the x is not solved for there. Okay? We have to utilize the multiplication property of -1 because you always want x positive. So what this really means is -1 times x. So then I can go ahead and change the sign, and x would equal -5. I don't show that kind of work when I utilize this property. If I see -x equals 5, I just know that I can get rid of the negative by doing it to both sides. So this then would turn to -5. I just change the sign of everything. All right, let's apply it.
Ooh.
We're applying it by identifying it. Part of our learning program. X plus 0 equals X.
Ooh,
Zero.
identity.
Identity. Identity. I know some people thought 0. I can guarantee there's probably about 7 of us that were like 0. And that's a trick. I was tricking you. 3 plus 5 plus X in parentheses equals 3 plus 5
Associative.
plus X. Commutative is flipping.
Associative.
Oh, yeah.
I'm associate, like the numbers are associating together. And now 3 and 5 are reassociating together. This is associative property of addition. But I'm not gonna write that down.
Probably not abbreviated.
But be careful, okay?
Wait.
Did I pause there or something?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. 10x times 0 equals 0. 0 property.
We should end up making a brief, but not for.
Not for associative property.
Well, not
5
that
plus
abbreviated.
2x equals 2x plus 5. What did I do? I flipped.
Good.
Didn't I? Which one is flipping?
Commutative.
Commutative. Commutative. What you need to get confident with is identifying if it's commutative property of addition, commutative property of multiplication, because they do specify what operation.
Commutative.
Obviously, it's addition.
Commutative.
Y 4 equals 4y.
Wait, no.
Y 4 equals 4y.
Whoa.
I just flipped. Y went to the other side. Flipping is commutative. But that's of multiplication. Commutative property of multiplication. Why don't we have distributive? Is there another page with distributive property?
No.
What the heck? 8th graders need to know distributive property. Make a new heading. This will be great.
I know how to do this.
Distributive property. I think you share like terms. So either it's already shared or you're going to share it, whether it's a variable or a number. Here's what you know. You know this from 7th grade, right?
Yep.
If a number is sticking on the outside, it wants to be shared with everyone inside, right? So I want to share it, which would be 10x plus 15. That's commutative property or distributive property. That's nothing new.
2x plus.
Now you could have something like this. You could have 3ab plus 2a
Oh.
equals a times 3b plus 2. That, they're going to show you something like this. They're not going to expect you to do the factoring. Factoring means taking out something that's alike. But you're going to have to identify, okay, I went from here and then I went to here. What property did they utilize? Well, notice that they shared the A, so they took the A out. Anything with sharing or taking out is a distributive situation. Because you can redistribute that A and you'd get the same thing. Okay? So that's the 8th grade level distribution. Okay. Using properties to do mental math. Mental math is, I don't know, group together fast facts. Okay? It's all fast facts. What can you add together fast or multiply together fast? I'm not going to do the first one first. I'm going to jump to that middle one. 4 times 6 times 25. What's a fast fact that you know?
4 times 6 equals.
4 times 6 equals 24. Can you do 24 times 25 fast without a calculator?
Nope.
Bet you can't. Yeah, 4 times 25 is what you want to group together. What's 4 times 25? 100. So this is 100 times 6, 600. So that's applied the commutative property of multiplication. Because I flipped numbers or grouped them together, and I can because it's multiplication. I look for fast facts. Ah, is that it? Darn it. Okay, make another one. 3 plus 13 plus 48 plus 7.
Wait, what?
Make that. Now I'm going to use commutative property of addition to help me quickly add these numbers. What should I put together?
13 7.
In my fast facts, I want to end in a 0. Because anything ending in a 0, you can take care of really fast. So 13 plus 7 is
20.
20 plus 48, 68. Simplify fraction expressions is the next application of properties.
Okay.
You want to cross out common factors. You did this as 7th graders. It's one of the fun lessons as a 7th grader. So if I have 12x over 4, what's 12 over 4? 3. You just put 3x. If I have x over 3x, what can I do with the x's? You can cross them out, right? Because if I have 5 over 5, that crosses out, doesn't it? And turns to 1. So I can cross these out, and what am I left with on top?
3.
Well, the 3's on the bottom.
Well, nothing on top.
What?
Then
It's not 0.
it's
What?
3.
It's 1
Oh, yeah.
over 3. 1 is super shy. 1 only comes out if it absolutely has to. Everything is times by 1. So 1 is there, it's just hiding. It only comes out if it absolutely has to. And it had to here because I didn't want to turn this to 0. Okay, 6xy over 2y. What's 6 over 2?
3.
Okay, so I dealt with my coefficients. What can I cross out?
The y.
The y. What am I left with?
X.
3x. Okay, the next step here, we have 4 on the outside and 3x on the inside of parentheses. That means I need to multiply, so you just multiply the coefficients. 4 times 3 is 12x. And sometimes they try to trick you and they put parentheses here. Is this 8 sticking to the parentheses?
No, it's not.
No. So I don't need to distribute anything. So it doesn't even need to be there. This can be written as 4 plus 7b plus 8. What can I combine together?
4 and 8.
4 and 8 is 12 plus 7b. But proper, this is what I love. This is what I need you to write. Because variables should go first. Okay, last one here. Now, do I need to distribute anything on this last one?
Oh, no.
No, because there's nothing sticking to the parentheses. So they're just trying to mess with you. Don't let them do it. So now I can combine the 6 and 3. What's 6 plus 3?
9.
9 plus 4h?
4h plus
4h plus 9. And we are done with our learning target today.
Yay.
Do it on 3.